Collocation, intensifying adverbs. We can use words such as highly, utterly, bitterly, deeply, instead of saying very or very much. 1. Absolutely, utterly. Absolutely and utterly means completely, combined with adjectives with very extremely meaning where we can't use very. For example, we say, absolutely exhausted, utterly exhausted, not saying very exhausted. We say, very tired, not saying absolutely tired. Collocations. Absolutely ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. Utterly stupid. Absolutely impossible. Utterly impossible. Absolutely wrong. Utterly wrong. Absolutely alone. Utterly alone. Absolutely convinced. Utterly convinced. Absolutely appalled. Utterly appalled. Appalled means having strong feelings of shock, or disapproval. Absolutely devastated. Utterly devastated. Devastated means completely destroyed. Absolutely miserable. Utterly miserable. Miserable equals very unhappy. Examples. The whole area was utterly devastated after the earthquake. They can make your life absolutely miserable if they want to. I am absolutely appalled by the state of our cities. 2. Highly. Highly is used with some probability words. Extremely can also be used with all the opposite adjectives, except recommended. Collocations. Highly unlikely. Highly unusual. Highly successful. Highly competitive. Highly profitable. Highly effective. Highly recommended. Highly controversial. Controversial means causing disagreement or discussion. Examples. It is highly unlikely that I'll finish my work on time. Some people love her book, while others are very angry about it. It is highly controversial. 3. Bitterly. Bitterly means showing negative emotion, carries a feeling of deep sadness, used slightly more in writing than in conversation. Collocations, bitterly disappointed. Bitterly disappointing. Bitterly criticize. Bitterly regret. Bitterly complain. Bitterly cry. Bitterly weep. Weep, wept, wept means to cry tears. Bitterly resent. Resent means to dislike or be angry at something or someone. Examples. She bitterly resented her father's new wife. She wept bitterly at the news. I was bitterly disappointed when I failed the exam.
4. Deeply. Deeply collocates mainly with words associated with feelings, used slightly more in writing than in conversation. Collocations, deeply ashamed. Deeply concerned. Deeply shocked. Deeply committed. Deeply affected. Deeply hurt, of feeling. Deeply regret. Deeply care. Deeply unhappy. Deeply religious. Religious means having a strong belief in gods. Deeply moved. Moved means having a strong feeling of sadness. Examples. He's deeply religious and goes to church twice a week. When she told me about her daughter's death, I was deeply moved even to speak. Our professor was always deeply committed to his students. 5. Ridiculously. Ridiculously means in a way that is stupid or unreasonable, suggests something extreme, which seems unbelievable or unreasonable. Collocations, ridiculously cheap. Ridiculously expensive. Ridiculously low. Ridiculously high. Ridiculously long. Ridiculously short. Ridiculously small. Ridiculously large. Ridiculously easy. Ridiculously early. Examples. The restaurant was ridiculously expensive. I don't think we'll go there again. 6. Strongly. Strongly collocates with verbs, particularly verbs that related to having an opinion. Collocations, strongly oppose. Strongly influence. Strongly believe. Strongly deny. Strongly recommend. Strongly support. Strongly suggest. Strongly feel. Strongly argue. Strongly object. Object means disagree or disapprove. Strongly condemn. Condemn means to criticize. Examples. The movie was strongly condemned for glorifying violence. Glorify means to praise, to venerate. Several members of the board strongly objected to the proposed merger.